got it. It ain't no window you're looking at, so it ain't P-A-N-E.
Is that one of them movie ones too?
I think so.
Hey, Preacher Bill.
Yeah.
You're on your own. I'm on out of this one.
Preacher Bill.
Yes.
I wanted to, we're doing a video here for some of the folks back home.
Oh.
And we wanted to just ask you a couple questions, get you to share some of your thoughts, testimony, or whatever you'd like to do.
I'll do it.
All right. How long you been with Kentucky Mountain Mission?
53 years.
53 years.
Came here in 1953. Oh.
Came up here in 19...
Came here in 1953.
I just zoom that little. And how'd the Lord lead you here?
Well, I was graduating from Bible Institute of Los Angeles. It's the same as Moody.
Okay.
Moody Bible Institute in Chicago. But there wasn't any in California, and some of the teachers, professors, had moved out to Los Angeles for whatever reason. And they were saying, "You've got no Bible Institute here?" "No. We don't know how to have one or anything." "Okay, we'll start." So the nucleus of them started the Bible Institute of Los Angeles. So I went to the school, and the emphasis was on missions. But there were a lot of the guys came out of the school as a minister. Some of them may just wanted to know more about the Bible because they could share the gospel with others. But a lot of them went as missionaries. In my final year at school, I went to a Sears Roebuck. Now, I had a buddy of mine at school, and God was calling him to China. He was going to be a missionary to China. And I went a year and a half later, after he graduated, I went to a Sears Roebuck to get some supplies to fix my house. I was waiting on the salesman, and pretty soon he got done with him, and when he turned around, that was my buddy that was going to go to China. And I was just naive enough to say, "What in the world are you doing here?" I had a bunch of debts and had to get them paid, but I'm still going to serve the Lord. On the way home, I said, "God, you're not going to have to push me out to the field. Wherever you want me, I will go. And I won't have to wait 2 years after I've graduated with the knowledge I've got. I am going to go on and do what you want me to do." So I started asking, where can I go? But I didn't feel that I was a minister. I wanted to work with children. I didn't know what capacity, but I love children, and I guess it's in my nature. But so one of my buddies said, "You can go to the Arizona Indians, but you'll have to go back to school 2 more years to learn the language of the Indian, the Hopi Indian." And I said, "I don't want to go back to school anymore. I've got the knowledge to give out. Where can I go where I can talk right straight to the people?" One of the other guys said, "Hey, I know about the work in the mountains of Kentucky. You can go right into the public schools and give the gospel in the public school. One-room school, but like the Amish. We had 120 of them in Clay County, where I lived 49 years.
120 schools.
120 one-room schools up a hollow, up a valley, where people were nestled. And it didn't take but 10 or 15 families to make a lot of children in school. Because William Owens, the director here, is a boy of 14 children.
Wow.
And so you got 12, 14, 18 kids in one household, you're going to have plenty of kids in the school, So I said, that's interesting. So the year I graduated, I had made application to Kentucky Mountain Mission, this mission that owns this camp. And they said, go back and check it out. So I came back here. We had 2 log cabins with no mud between the logs. air, and you could see right straight through, you know. 2 log cabins for boys, and right where this gymnasium sits, we had a girls that we could probably house about 25 girls in a building right here, and the boys out there, you know. I got excited. I could see the potential that what you could really do, reaching kids in the school and then bring them to camp and tell them about God. Of course, I told them about God in the school too. And William Owens, the director, was going to a little one-room school when he learned 200 Bible verses to come to Youth Haven Bible Camp. I brought him. They put him in my cabin. I don't know exactly whether that was planned or just happenstance, but he was a boy in I was his counselor. After the first service, he says, I said to him, now if there's anybody that wants to become a Christian, please stay. And so everybody else left, and he sat right in the seat, and I said, William, are you interested in the Lord? He says, I want to be a Christian. Okay. I led him, I showed him the plan of salvation, led him to the Lord. As he grew up, he came to my church. And, you know, he's from Clay County, but he was going to another church that didn't have sports. They didn't have basketball. They didn't have softball. I'm not saying they were against it, but they didn't have anybody interested in working with kids. I said, you boys come to my church and we'll have a ball team. And so he loved sports. And he said to his mother, I'm going to Preacher Bill's church. Mother says, why? We got a good church. Yeah, but he has sports for us kids. She could have had a rebellious boy, right? She said, if that's what you want to do, do it. Now he's my boss. He's my director. And you know how people say, well, I don't want to do counseling, or I don't like doing recreation, and I don't want to work on the horses or anything. I say, William, what do you want me to do? He says, well, this week I want you to be a counselor. Yes, sir. But next week I need somebody on maintenance. Yes, sir. The next week I need somebody on recreation. Yes, sir. Why give the man guff when every work has to be done? Somebody's got to do it. And somebody said to me, but you're the one that led him to the Lord. Looks like you could whisper to him and say, I don't want to do that, I'll do this. And I just say, whatever you tell me to do. And when I am dead and gone, I'm 77, when I'm dead and gone, and William Owens is the director of this mission, do you think it'll go on, or will it close down? I am convinced it will go on. So, I have given you my life story in a nutshell.
Just like that. All